How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 10 days left until the game's release on December 7th, and wow guys, I can't believe that starting tomorrow, we are going to be in the single-digit countdown days for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It feels like just yesterday we started this channel, and we had 145 days left or something like that, and now we just have 10 left, and personally, I think that's extremely crazy, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the game in just 10 short days. So what we are going to be talking about today is a bunch of stuff that was found in the data mining of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So for those of you guys who don't know, tons of people already have their hands on the games because they illegally pirated them, and so we now know everything about the game. So what I want to do in this video is talk about the new spirits, the new bosses, a couple of the new Mii costumes and stuff like that. The only thing that we are not going to talk about is the World of Light, just because I have not seen anything from World of Light yet, and I'm going to try and keep myself as spoiler free from that as possible. So if you guys want to leave, go ahead and do so now because there are going to be a ton of spoilers. And now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start talking about some of the new bosses in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light. So now, first of all, let's go ahead and talk about the bosses that are going to be appearing in World of Light. As of now, before we actually go over the ones that have already been confirmed, I do want to go over something that was said by Vergaben a while ago. If you guys remember in my video yesterday, Vergaben did in fact state that there would be Minecraft representation somewhere in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and yesterday he confirmed that it was supposed to be a boss in World of Light. As of now, no one has been able to find this supposed Minecraft boss, and that's leading a lot of people to believe that Vergaben is no longer credible. However, we have no idea yet whether or not they are going to be supporting World of Light with new bosses, just like they're supporting the game with new characters. So as of now, although we might not have Minecraft content in the base game, it's a pretty safe bet that somewhere down the road they are going to support it, probably with a new boss, if what Vergaben is saying is true. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the bosses that are actually confirmed to be in the game. Now, I'm not going to go over every single boss just because I don't want this video to be super long, but I am going to go over a few of the really big hitters just because I do think it's important to talk about some of them. So first of all, let's talk about Giga Bowser. Now, again, I've tried to stay away from spoilers as much as I can in terms of gameplay, so I'm not sure if Giga Bowser is at the end of World of Light, or maybe he is a part of Classic Mode or something like that, but we do know for a fact that Giga Bowser is going to be in. I believe that GameXplain posted a video a little while ago about Giga Bowser in which Mario was fighting him, so I assume he's either at the end of Classic Mode or just a mini-boss in World of Light. However, if he's a boss in World of Light, that doesn't really make sense. As we know, Bowser's final smash is Giga Bowser, so if you're playing as Bowser in World of Light, would you just fight against Giga Bowser? I mean, since they're the same character, it wouldn't really make sense, but I do still think it's cool that Giga Bowser is making an appearance. After that, let's talk about Master Hand and Crazy Hand. So at this point, Master Hand and Crazy Hand are staples of the series. Obviously, they are going to return in every Smash game, just because since the very beginning, if you guys remember in the Nintendo 64 opening for Super Smash Bros., Master Hand was the very first character we saw, and we saw him counting down to the battle, and so obviously they're going to stay. I'm not sure if Master Hand and Crazy Hand are going to have a very big role in World of Light. I mean, in the trailer, we did see all of those Master Hands flying down and coming to get all the fighters and stuff like that, but Master Hand and Crazy Hand have always been bosses at the end of Classic Mode. Maybe they're going to be incorporated into World of Light somehow, and personally, I really hope that happens, just because I think it'd be super cool to fight against them in this huge story mode, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they just stayed at the end of Adventure Mode. The next character that I want to talk about right now is Ganon from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm not referring to Ganondorf, who is a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I am referring to Ganon in his pig form. If you guys have never played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, at the very end of the game, you fight against Ganon in his human form, and then he transforms into a giant pig monster and you have to do battle with him. Now, if you guys did see the live stream that was going on a couple of nights ago, there was actually a leaked video of this where you fought versus Ganon in the destroyed Hyrule Castle, similar to how you did at the end of the game. Now, the person was playing as Link at the time, so I'm not sure if that boss fight is exclusive to all of the Zelda characters or not, but it does look like an extremely fun boss fight. The visuals are perfect, it looks super good, and when you finish him off, he does like this Ganondorf cry that he did the same way at the end of Ocarina of Time. It's just completely awesome, and I'm very excited that they decided to represent Ganon in two different ways. The next character that I want to talk about is Taboo, and the reason I want to talk about him is because it's extremely interesting. On the list I am currently looking at, Taboo has a question mark next to his name because people aren't sure if he's actually in. Again, I haven't done that much digging into the game just because I want to experience as much as I can firsthand when I get it, but apparently Taboo is in the game. From what I understand, Taboo is like a part of Galeem, who is that big thing that launched all of the Master Hands at the beginning of the game, so it does seem as though Taboo is going to be returning as a boss. Now, Taboo is really important because at the end of Brawl's Subspace Emissary, Taboo was the final boss. He is who you fought at the very end, and he was your final big challenge, and a lot of people thought that he was going to be a playable character in this game. However, I'm just glad he's returning as a boss because he is by far one of my favorite bosses in all of Super Smash Bros. And then the final two bosses that I want to talk about are Galeem and Dars. Now, once again, for those of you guys who don't remember, Galeem is the giant monster who sends out all of the Master Hands and Crazy Hands at the beginning of the World of Light trailer, and apparently Dars is the evil version or the dark version of Galeem. You know how Galeem is all colorful and stuff like that? Apparently Galeem is extremely dark and he's like the evil version. Now, I assume that Galeem is also evil, but at the same time, I'm not really sure because I have not looked at any of the World of Light cutscenes or anything like that because I want to experience that story for myself firsthand. Apparently, however, Galeem and Dars will fuse into a final boss which you will fight at the end of the game, and I assume it's going to be very similar to the Taboo fight. Either way, I don't know that much about Dars, but I'm extremely excited to learn more about that and all of the bosses in the new World of Light mode. Now, I didn't go over every single boss, but if you guys want the entire list, once again, I will leave a link to the place where I'm finding all this information in the description right down below, so you can go read for yourself. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about spirits a little bit, and I'm only going to talk about the Microsoft spirits as well as the spirits from Square Enix. As of now, we have found a total of 4 Square Enix spirits and also 2 Microsoft spirits, meaning that Microsoft is in fact included in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in some way, which means Banjo and Kazooie's chances are definitely improving. And in the terms of Square Enix characters, so far we have found 4, including Zeno and Mallow. Now, although we don't know for sure 100% whether or not being a spirit deconfirms a character, at this point I am heavily leaning towards it deconfirming a character, and I have a ton of evidence to back this up. So where I found all of this information from is from GameFAQs, and the post is titled Spirits Deconfirmed DLC Fighter Guys, and it is posted by Cirrus Serenade. It starts by saying, because Nintendo said so. And if you guys go to that link, there is a video. I have not watched it yet, so I'm not sure what it says. All of them, except the fighters, are turned into spirits. Fighters don't become spirits, so spirits can't be fighters. But King K. Rool and Wii Fit Trainer are spirits. No, Captain K. Rool and Tree, the pose Wii Fit Trainer uses, are spirits. But Daisy is a spirit. Again, that's what's called a fighter spirit, and they are unusable and cannot be equipped. They are the equivalent of classic mode trophies for each character and are unrelated to normal spirits. But trophies became fighters in Smash 4. Nintendo never said that trophies kept fighters from getting into the game either. Nintendo has explicitly stated that spirits are not fighters. But World of Light is lore and it can be ignored for the DLC. Perhaps, but fighter spirits prevent that. All DLC fighters will almost certainly have a fighter spirit, and they can't have one if it's taken up by a current spirit. Lastly, we now know from the leaks that Piranha Plant does not have a normal spirit in the game. Curious how a common, well-known enemy in Mario has no spirit, almost like it was because it's a DLC fighter. So guys, unfortunately, because Zeno is a spirit, at this point I would say he's basically deconfirmed. So if spirits do in fact deconfirm fighters, that means we will not be getting Zeno or Mallow, but that does mean that we still have the opportunity to get Sora from Kingdom Hearts, Minecraft Steve, and Banjo-Kazooie. as of now, Vergaben is still claiming that we are going to be getting a Square Enix as the very first character, and as of now, I think he's the only truly credible leaker out there, so until we get official confirmation, I definitely do believe we are going to be getting Sora as the first DLC character. And then, in terms of Banjo and Kazooie, the two spirits that are owned by Microsoft are actually owned by Rare, and who else does Rare own? Banjo-Kazooie. I understand that might not mean anything, but at the same time, it does still directly point towards Banjo's inclusion in Smash. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to go over, since we've already gone over most of the other stuff that's been leaked in a video before, and if you guys want to hear about all the Mii costumes and music and stuff like that, I will leave a link to the other video you can go check out in the description bar down below, but the thing I want to talk about now are Mii costumes. Now, if you guys remember, in the Smash 4 days, there were at least 3 characters that got Mii costumes that are now playable characters, those being Isabelle, King K. Rool, and Chrom, and as we know, they are all playable characters now. Now, originally, people were like, well, now that they're new characters, there's no way the Mii costumes are going to stay in the game, right? Well, that ended up being false because we are still keeping all of the Mii costumes for Chrom, King K. Rool, and Isabelle, even though they are now playable fighters. So, although this might not mean anything, I do believe that just because a character gets a Mii costume, that does not mean they have any better chance of making it into Smash over any other character. And if you guys are still holding out for Geno and believe that Mii costumes mean anything about a character's inclusion in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC, I'm here to tell you guys that Geno's Mii costume has not been found as of now, which means I think that Geno is officially deconfirmed at this point, and as bad as I wanted him in the game, I am pretty happy because I think that this means it opens up the door for Sora. However, I would love to hear your guys' opinions about everything I talked about today. Are you guys still as excited for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as you were before learning about all this information? Why or why not? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.